Hi, everybody. Monday, June 14th, start of a new week, new adventures. I think today is when California theoretically opens up completely from its COVID lockdown. Fingers are crossed that we don't have any major backlash coming from all of this. I mean, I know everybody's anxious, but just want it to be right. So we'll see how this all goes. But, seeing huge gatherings is a little bit weird. It's been weird, period, for quite a while now. So, fingers are crossed. We'll see how this works out, though. We'll hope for the best. It was really, it's been really interesting to me just to be presenting all these artists that are really not on everybody's radar and that people are discovering and commenting on and really checking out, because we all do this. It's not a hobby. We do this to have the music be heard and appreciated. And when stuff just gets shelved and tucked away and never gets its due diligence when it's finished, it's sad. So it's nice to be in a situation now where I can present some of this, which is one of the things I'm going to do again today. I got a bunch of copious notes on this one. This is another Canadian artist. And his name is Bruce Miller. We did this album in 1975 on A&M Records, and the album's called Rude Awakening. Let me make sure I get this really correct and in order. Well, he's as I said, he's a Canadian. He is a Canadian artist, and he's Canadian, and he toured and promoted his music in Canada. But we ended up doing this album. His first album, he came to Los Angeles to do it. And we did this at Sound City Studios in Van Nuys, which is one of the great old studios. Done so many records there over the years, and it was amazing. And he ended up with this album, he ended up with 2 top 10 singles in Canadian radio off of this album. But after touring extensively throughout Canada, he moved to Los Angeles for about 12 years and was writing here. He's really focused as a writer more than anything. And at that point then, he moved down to Nashville, where I believe he still lives. And he ended up signing with Fame Music as one of their writers. And I mean, he had tremendous success. He co-wrote Fear of Being Alone that Reba McEntire recorded, which was a #1 record. Once You Love Somebody for the Dixie Chicks, which sold over 12 million units, with lots to follow that. I mean, apparently his songs on all the collective albums that they've been on have sold over 20 million copies on a world basis. The band that recorded this album was myself on bass, the great Jim Keltner on drums, Gay Delorme on guitar, Rusty, oh God, it breaks my heart, Rusty Young on steel. Rusty just passed away recently, was one of the great steel players, just a beautiful cat. David Foster on keyboards, and Tom Scott on sax, and Ayrton Morea on percussion, and then Bruce Miller on acoustic guitar and vocals. And the album was produced by David Foster and Gay Delorme. I think it's Delorme. And Foster's also Canadian. And when I met David, first time I met David, he had just arrived in Los Angeles from Canada. And it was engineered by Keith Olsen, who Sound City was his studio. So it was engineered by he and Steve Escalier, and then it was mixed by Keith and Monty Stark. But it's been interesting for me. I mean, these are things that I've completely forgotten about, not intentionally forgetting. It's just, your gigs move on, your career moves on, and you're doing other things, and then all of a sudden something pops up. This is really cool. This guy did this drawing for me and sent it to me. This is... Maybe I'll just leave this here when I'm talking and pretend it's me. Pretty cool. We've got a band Zoom to do in a little while here. We're working on album cover art we're right at the tail end of that for the August 27th release of our album. So we're kind of tying up loose ends and getting this stuff all okayed so it can go into printing. And we're excited about that. I'm looking forward to going out and doing this run with Peter Asher and Kate Taylor and Albert Lee. We'll be out there on the East Coast the end of June, the end of July into August. And that's going to be great, just to be back in front of people again and playing. I'm so anxious I can't even tell you. I'm just like going crazy. But today, it's Bruce Miller Day. So I'm going to go ahead and play this. This is called The Garden of Leisure, or Leisure, depending on if you're a tomato or a tomato. So here we go.
Pitch black in harbor lights, the border guards are passing time till the big ship comes. The Statue of Liberty is leaning toward the midnight sea with a loaded gun. In the garden of leisure, all the gates are open as you look down from the deck. Oh, the garden is not what you expect. Sister, she has been forewarned to stay at home and not let doorways swallow her. Her silver earrings lure the darkness out of valleys. She never knows what follows her. In the garden of leisure, you think you go unnoticed on streets that have no fear. In the garden, they all know that you are here. Little boys play under bridges, throwing bottles in the river and running wild, laughing at the pounding hammers, wheels of death, and tugboats honking through the slime. In the garden of leisure, out across the rooftops, broken arrow fall. In the garden, it's written on the wall. Yes, this is the promised land where flags of many countries come and stand line. Buildings made of bones and blood, our forefathers buried in the mud, more ships survive through the garden of leisure, where there are no flowers and there's danger in the trees. Oh, the garden bring you to your knees.
Wow, I forgot where that one went. The background vocals feel very Fleetwood Mac to me, the way they're stacking their vocals on that. It was such a fertile time for songwriters, that mid-70s. It was some amazing records came out during that period. These people were really just writing like tales and stories that really had some profound depth to them. But this is going a whole other direction on this, though. This is a song from the album called Roly Poly. Check this one out. It's a whole other ball game.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Roly poly, eating corn and taters.
I love playing this
Every
stuff.
minute of the day. Roly poly, he eats a hearty dinner. It takes all his strength to run and play. He takes an apple pie at night, he don't matter night. He works up at appetite that way. Roly poly, daddy's little fatty. No, he's gonna be a man someday.
Tom Scott.
Roly poly, scrambled eggs for breakfast.
Rusty.
Hungry every minute of the day. Roly poly, he eats a hearty dinner. It takes all his strength to run and play. Ah, he painted an apple pie at night, he don't bat an eye. He works up an appetite that way. Roly poly, daddy's little fatty. You know he's gonna be a man someday. All right.
change of pace, I dare say. It's fun listening to this stuff actually because I haven't done that many tracks on here where Keltner was playing drums. And Jim just has a whole other feel when he plays. And he does some of the most beautifully unorthodox things, like where somebody just be playing, he'll just throw in these weird little press rolls and things. And he's really one of the more, to me, he's to the drums what Mike Landau is to the guitar. He's like completely got it all, but he just does things unlike most other people. And that was one of the things that Jeff Porcaro loved about Keltner. Keltner was his hero. And he's still playing great. I mean, I'm thrilled that Jim is still with us. But he's just a unique entity. And so here's, this was actually the title track to the album. This is called Rude Awakening. So this is Bruce Miller from 1975. And this is Rude Awakening. Honking clavinet down there.
Pen fell out of my hand tonight, awoken by a dream. While I was writing a letter to you, I started to remember a love that once was you and me. Smoke at the party where we met. I was young and I was broke. We fell in love so quickly, I don't remember how it went. Rude awakening. No longer are you by my side. I never thought I'd miss you till we said goodbye. The days pass on and the weeks go by. Time has got me fooled. The numbness wears off and the edges cut through, stirring up the images and old memories of you. Awakening, no
I'll tell you, I do miss the days of just no click track, just count the tune off and play it. Watch it just kind of move emotionally through the process. It's with the bands that were around then, and I'm sure a lot of players now could do it. But if you counted it off and then quietly ran a click track, by the time the song ended, it would probably be just about right there. Nobody was running away from things, but I always loved when a chorus could lift up and a verse would drop back, or a slightly different feel for the bridge in a song. So those were fun days. One last song here, though. This is called "Sweet Dreams Tonight." And a couple of things to say after that.
Grass is blown up on the hill, I'm flying so high above. There's a little girl down by the mill who touches so low. Don't remember how I met her, though she came into my life. Sweet dreams tonight. I know she's only 17, but clears the mountain air, with the prettiest eyes I've ever seen and long wavy hair. She put her arms around me and whispered all so nice. Sweet dreams tonight. I don't need no place to go, I don't need to be alone. When that sky starts to open and the music filters through, everybody's gonna know that I'm in love with you. Sweet dreams tonight. Sweet dreams tonight. Moonlight on the water is shining through the trees. I hear some old man's daughter running home in the breeze. She put her arms around me and whispered oh so nice. Sweet dreams tonight. Sweet dreams tonight. Sweet dreams.
What happened? It just froze up. Oh, my internet just kind of seized up there. Let's see what happens. See if it'll come back up. Experiencing interruptions. A window just popped up. Duh. Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
Sweet dreams tonight.
So that's what it. Wow. It's crazy. The world of technology. Love it. All of that stuff too was with Frankenstein. God, I love that bass. I'm feeling heartbroken. I'm going to actually have to change strings on it. I did a session the other day, and I think the strings have run their course on it. So I usually end up saving them most of the time and just kind of tuck them away. But I'm going to go ahead today, I think, and throw some new strings on it, and then just beat the crap out of it until I really play them really hard and stretch the crap out of them, and sometimes even go over them with a little bit of steel wool just to kind of take the edge off. But GHS, for anybody for the technical side of things here, I use GHS Super Steel Medium Light strings on Frankenstein and on most of the basses I have, which I use a 40, a 58, an 80, and a 102 are the gauges of the strings. They're round wounds, stainless round wounds. But I usually, if I'm really working my ass off with that bass, I'll change strings maybe twice a year at the most. But it's been a long time since I've changed the strings on it, just because there hasn't been that much to do. Work's been non-existent for this past year and a half for the most part. But now that things are starting to open up a little bit again, I'm going to put some fresh ones on and work them in. So that's Bruce Miller, and that was the album Rude Awakening from 1975 on A&M Records. And you know, I would love to. I'm gonna have to check out, see what Bruce is up to at this point. But you know, all these things are journeys into the Wayback Machine, and kind of a bittersweet day today. It's the 7th anniversary. Today is the 7th anniversary of my dad's passing, and so I've been thinking about him, and it's just so weird, you know. I mean, they're always here in your heart. Both my folks are gone now. But there are, you know, just as times when things are going on and you'd love, there's things I would not have wanted to share with them during this period. He would have gone nuts during this whole last 4 years, and certainly with COVID. So, you know, part of me is glad he didn't have to see this, because it would have been a tough one. But you know, they're there forever, and you just grab some memories. And I know everybody has gone through this, you know, or will be going through it on some level. So I'm going to get running here. I've got some things to take care of, and then we'll do our band Zoom and get this artwork all sorted out. And I had another thing I might do later on today. We'll see. So take good care. Have a great week, a great start of the week here. And I look forward to tomorrow. I look forward to every day. And as always, please someday not have to give a shout out, but now all you frontline people who are still, there is still COVID. This is what I don't like, is the way the news and everybody's talking about this. It's like, it's over. We're back to normal. When we aren't. There are people in the hospitals dying right now, and staff that are still working their asses off to save lives. So this isn't over. So be cautious and be cognizant of your surroundings, and stay safe. That's all I can do, is stay safe. So I'm going to get out of here, and I will see you all tomorrow. So take care. Bye-bye.